Okay, so a lot of people in the comments were asking me, can you test the Fimi Palm 2 Pro against like the Pocket 1 or the Fimi 1? So I thought, let's just do all of them. So I've rigged this up. This is the best I could do. Everything's a little tight. I swear if one person in the comments says I can see the other gimbal in the field of view, quitting this channel. You'll see the Fimi Palm 2 is slightly out of alignment with the rest of them. That's because it doesn't have a tripod mount at the bottom. This is the best I could do. It took me 30 minutes to figure out how to mount these on a plate that only accepts 2. So pretty good. It'll allow us to compare all 5 of them at the same time. Hopefully I got all the framing right for. It's quite difficult when you've got 5 and you're trying to recenter gimbals and moving along. But hopefully you'll like this video. We're doing a lot of video tests. We'll do a few other things, some low light tests. Maybe you'll subscribe, maybe you'll leave a like, and let's get started with the video. So move between the Pocket 1, the Fimi Palm 1, the Fimi Palm 2, and the Fimi Palm 2 Pro. And lastly, the Pocket 2. There is a subtle increase in dynamic range with the Fimi Palm 2 Pro. I also noticed a little more contrast and saturation on the video. The Fimi Palm 2 tended to shift towards green and yellow, and the Fimi Palm 2 Pro tended to shift towards red and yellow. I then got this shot of the signpost with the Pocket 1. Believe it or not, the Fimi Palm 1 is cleaner in the shadows than the Fimi Palm 2. Note the noise in the top left. The Fimi Palm 2 Pro cleans up quite nicely, with all but most of that noise gone in the top left. The Pocket 2 wasn't that great and still had a little bit of noise. You can stop and pause the video and have a look. This shot is good at showing the different focal lengths between the Pocket 1, the Fimi Palm 1, and the Fimi Palm 2. The original Palm 2 and the Pro both have 14mm lenses, and the Pocket 2 is at 20mm. And even though the Pocket 2 is only 20mm, it's still pretty wide. The colors of these bikes and the sky look more saturated on the Pocket 2, and the Pocket 2 Pro looks a little washed out, maybe a bit too much cyan in that image. But hey, what do I know, I'm not a professional colorist or anything. Now the Palm 2 Pro actually has a bigger sensor than the Pocket 1, almost 9% bigger. But I can't really tell the difference in the image, it's because there's enough light. Now the Fimi Palm 2 Pro has a bigger sensor than both its predecessors, but the Fimi Palm 1 actually had a bigger sensor than the Fimi Palm 2. I mean, you can't really tell the difference when I look at these two, but zoomed in I couldn't even really tell the difference, but maybe my eyes are just broken. A lot of people use these things to make like 4K walking videos, so let's actually do that comparison. So let's check the walking smoothness, and I'll keep quiet so you can hear the internal noise of the wind. I did a low light test with all of these cameras indoors with almost no light, so let's have a look. Let's look at the Pocket 1, which still does a good job today, a little bit of noise in the shadows. If we look at the Palm 1, which had not a bad sensor size, it looks a little dull on the Palm 2, that's for sure, the color's a bit washed out. If we look at the Palm 2 Pro, it's a little bit better, it's got a bigger sensor than the rest. And if we look at the King, the DJI Pocket 2, still kind of looks the best. If I order these from left to right, with the left being the smaller sensor all the way to the right with the bigger sensor, science doesn't lie. Also note, the Pocket 2 was the only one that could go to 6400 ISO, so there's more noise in that image. Okay, what about some general field of view tests with these things, some walking vlogging tests? Let's do that quickly. Okay, so I'm holding this at arm's length at the moment. The Fimi Palm 1 ran out of battery. It's got the worst battery of the bunch, but let's go to the DJI Pocket 1. The original DJI Pocket 1, you can see how it handles bright sunlight, not great. Let's switch to the Fimi Palm 2. This is the Fimi Palm 2, released like a year and a half ago. Fimi Palm 2, let's go to the Fimi Palm 2 Pro. And let's go back to the Fimi Palm 2 and back to the Fimi Palm 2 Pro. Let's go to the DJI Pocket 2. This is the DJI Pocket 2. How does it look? Back to the Fimi Palm 2 Pro. Let's go to the Osmo Pocket 1, which is sort of drifting that way a little bit. I think it's because it's all the way on the edge. And let's go back to the Fimi Palm 2 Pro, out of the sunlight, out of the direct sunlight at the moment. Fimi Palm 2, the original one, DJI Pocket 2, Fimi Palm 2 Pro, DJI Pocket 1. How are we looking? So you can see a lot wider on the Fimi Palm 2 Pro. Okay, let's do a sound test. This is the sound from the DJI Pocket 1, no external microphone. This is the sound from the Fimi Palm 2. No external microphone on the Fimi Palm 2. This is the sound on the Fimi Palm 2 Pro. Fimi Palm 2 Sound Pro internally, no external microphone. And this is the sound on the DJI Pocket 2, which is probably the best one. Fimi Palm 2 Pro, Fimi Palm 2, DJI Pocket 2, DJI Pocket 1. Now let's mount an external microphone to the Fimi Palm 2. This is the Fimi Palm 2 sound without an external microphone. And this is the Fimi Palm 2. I've set the RODE to -6 dB on the gain level. Fimi Palm 2 Pro sound using an external microphone. I've set the Fimi Palm 2 Pro to high. How does it sound? There's a bit of wind noise. Is the microphone the RODE Wireless Go rejecting it? Is the internal preamps, are they bad? I mean, it's usable. It's definitely usable on an external microphone. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, leave a comment. What do you think of all these different cameras? I'll leave a link for the Fimi Palm 2 Pro below in the description if you want to buy it. And see you again next time.